right, we are here at the Woolooware Family Medical Practice launch. We are having some healthy dad conversations. I'm here with Luke Ireland, Shire local and excellent psychologist in the area. Luke, welcome.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Now, Luke is a friend of the channel. We've talked to him before. I am going to give him an icebreaker just to kick things off. So, Luke, what brand are you loyal to simply out of habit and not because of its quality?
Wow, that's a good question. God, my first answer would be Sex Wax, which is which
so
is
Luke
a
is
brand,
a surfer, guys.
which
Luke
is a brand
surfer.
of surfing wax.
Yes, we've all seen that.
And I've had it for a very long time, and I don't think I really move away from it. So hopefully, I'd say that's the brand that I use in surfing, but I don't know. There's probably better quality out there. So
that's actually a good segue because surfing is a really good example of mindfulness exercise. And I was talking to someone earlier about surf therapy or surf sessions as part of psychology.
Sure.
So you do a lot. You're a psychologist. You do a lot of work in the community, but you're also a dad.
I am.
And you're a keen surfer.
I am.
Give us your dad specs first. How many kids do you have?
Yep. So I got 4 boys.
How old?
The eldest just turned 12 yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So 12, 10, 8, and 4.
Okay, so you've sort of been through the initial years. You're getting towards those teenage years.
Yeah.
Okay. I see a lot of dads. It's one of the times when I see people and I have a chance to change their trajectory because blokes might come in for a sprain, an ankle sprain, something like that.
Sure.
But when they're a dad, they often take the opportunity to correct their mental health or engage in their physical health. Talk to me about the dads you treat. Talk to me about dad life yourself.
So dad life myself, it's probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I don't know. I think sometimes it's been probably more emotionally painful than I ever thought it would be. More emotionally beautiful than I ever thought it would be. Probably the scariest thing I've done. I think because I probably thought that I would be the best dad that ever existed. Until I wasn't. Because essentially, I got a 12-year-old, but I've never had a 13-year-old. And then I've got a 10-year-old, but when he turns 12, I've never had that 12-year-old. So for me, being a dad, it's been probably the most humbling experience I've ever had. I absolutely love it. I've probably moved away a little bit from young people and teens as a result of being a dad. Not that I can't do it, but I find it a bit, challenging sometimes. If I'm sitting there with like a 13 or 14-year-old, I kind of feel like I should be there with my son.
Yeah.
So I've moved into a different space in that regard. So it's the best thing I do and probably the worst thing I do because I struggle just like everyone else. I think that probably does help me then talk to other dads because I'm immersed in it. But it's working with dads for me. I don't know about you, but I think it's hard being a dad.
It's hard being.
And I don't think there's like a perfect way. And sometimes when you look back, we're coming back from generations of people who didn't really either know how to be dads or come from the hard school or different kinds of school. And often dads behind us have had trauma not too far behind too. So, it's a unique, beautiful experience being a dad, but I wouldn't change it for anything. So, yeah.
And we've talked about this before. The principle to be vulnerable is not to be weak. And, we do come from that old stock of dads where it was just push through, toughen up, just do it. And no one really talked about feelings or emotions. They were foreign things. And you sort of think about that and you're like, what do I want my kid to know about these things? Do I want my kid to have an emotional intelligence? And it really opens you up to where do you learn? And interestingly enough, you use the phrase good enough dad. And I've actually been listening to a podcast, The Good Enough Dad by Maggie Dent.
Yeah, nice.
And the idea of being great is fine. The idea of being good is fine. But I think being a good enough dad is probably where I want to land.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm only 6 weeks into dad journey.
Congratulations. I haven't seen you since then. Congratulations. That's wonderful.
I've got a lot to learn. But this year we're going to be talking to a lot of dads.
Yeah.
If you had to give, and I'm putting you on the spot here, so I do apologise.
Easy.
If you had to put 1 to 2 words to summarise your dad philosophy.
Only 2 words?
Only 2 words.
I'm a man of many words.
I'll give you 3.
I can have 3. Just be kind.
Be kind. What a great...
Just be kind, mate. Like, be kind to your wife.
Be kind.
Be kind to yourself. Be gentle. I think it's so easy to not be kind. and hold yourself to some kind of high esteem. But that good enough for me, like, to be honest, and it might sound reductive, but for me, I think if your kids are mostly loved and they're safe, that's good enough. And I think that, like, on your worst day, you're probably going to meet that criteria. So if you meet that criteria on your worst day, that's enough.
Let's talk dad health for a moment,
Sure.
because we don't all have to be marathon runners, but we do want to be
No.
good enough in terms of our health.
Uh-huh.
How do you stay healthy physically, mentally? Like, how do you stay healthy?
So, to be honest, I had been gearing to move my practice down to Cronulla my whole life. So even when I started being a therapist, I think I was out at Campbelltown in Maryland. I always wanted to come back. So I surf 2-3 times a week when I get a
Great
chance.
idea.
So lunch breaks before work if I can. I golf. I absolutely love playing golf. To be honest, I was a little bit late to this scenario because I was picking up a golf club from Engadine and was having a few putts on the golf course. So I golf, I surf, and I kid. And essentially, when you're doing kid stuff, you're always moving. So
You are always
I think
moving.
if you're moving, the more you move, the better you move, right? So yeah, I'm actually going to the Mentawais in September on a surf trip with 10 mates, which has been like long coming. So we're going 12 days surfing in the Mentawais. So I'm pretty much on a journey of fitness, so I can go do that. So definitely.
Well, thank you for having a healthy dad conversation.
Pleasure.
There is a party to enjoy.
Yes.
But Luke, if people want to find you, your practice, what's your social handles? How do they find you?
Yeah, sure. It's About Time Psychology. So you can find us on Instagram or Facebook. Give us a call on 9526 3303. And yeah, you'll find us there. So we've got, I think, eight in our team now, which is cool. Just got a new practitioner, Liz, coming on board, which is really exciting. So lots of psychs. Yeah, thanks for having me.